Okay, good evening guys. This is again your Prof. Zeus and welcome to another lecture. This time will be for the fundamentals of accounting. I'd like to share with you this book which I actually wrote a couple of years back. Well, I didn't get to publish this one, but I used this when I had the chance to teach at Assumption College in Makati. Okay, so I hope you will find the materials inside the book as a good reference for the study of accountancy. Okay, you were able to see the video of the lecture, so therefore let us start by answering some of the questions here. Okay, let's start. So here, okay, identification. So for each item below, identify what is being described. The service activity's purpose is to provide financial information for decision-making purposes. The answer is accounting. Now, number two, part of accounting that deals with the recording of transactions and preparation of financial statements. So what is this? This. Okay, this is bookkeeping. Owners of a corporation is what? You call them shareholders. Evidence of ownership in a corporation, you call it certificate of share of stock. A form of business organization with single owner. This is sole proprietorship. A juridical person created by operation of law. This is partnership. Form of business organization owned by two or more persons who contributed money, property, and industry to a common fund. This is partnership. Life of a corporation, this is 50 years, but again can be extended for another 50. The principle that applies when the accountant records only the transactions of the business is what principle? Okay, the entity concept. Number 10, the business is presumed to operate continuously unless there's evidence to the contrary. What principle is this? Okay, going concern. Revenue is recognized when earned and not only when collected. This is what? Accrual basis. The recording of transaction based on the cost of the acquisition. This is the cost principle. Refers to the income distributed to the shareholders. This is what? Dividends. The branch of accounting in charge of recording and preparation of financial accounting. This is financial statements, financial accounting. A branch of accounting whose focus are the internal users of financial information such as department heads. We call that management accounting. Next, branch of accounting that deals with the computation of unit cost of products produced. This is what? Cost accounting. Branch accounting that deals with examination of financial statements for the purpose of expressing an opinion. The key word here is expressing an opinion on those statements. That is external auditing. Render service to its customers. Oh, sino daw to? Okay, accountants. The umbrella organization of all association of CPAs. This is PICPA, or Philippine Institute of Certified Public Accountants. Buys and sells goods without changing any of its physical characteristics. This is trading or merchandising business. Regulates all professionals. Okay, the Professional Regulations Commission. Buys raw materials and converts raw materials into finished goods. This is a manufacturing business. Oversees the practice of the accounting profession. The regulator natin to, so sino? Si Board of Accountancy. Doing the right thing. This is what? Ethics. Performs testing of internal controls. Sino yan? Of course, internal auditors. Next. Okay, so ito pa rin, even you are in high school preparing for your college, no? Meron ako mga multiple choice questions na nilagay dito. Okay, let us see. Easiest form of business organization to organize is a single proprietorship. Number of owners in a single proprietorship form of business, of course, single na siya, so isa lang. Which of the following can partners contribute to the partnership fund? Money, service, and property. Answer is A, 1, 2, and 3. The document filed for the creation of corporation with the Securities and Exchange Commission. So what document is that? We call that the Articles of Incorporation. So when you file that with SEC, then SEC will release the certificate of registration. Okay? That means a corporation is already a juridical entity. Owners of a corporation, so therefore you call it shareholders. The document or transfer of ownership in a corporation is recorded. You call it the stock and transfer books. The primary objective of external audit is, expression of an opinion. In the form of business organization, where the owners are liable only to the extent of the capital contribution, of course, corporation. Where CPA is employed by government belong, that is the GACPA, Government Association of CPAs. Branch of accounting that focuses on the internal uses of the financial statements. You have the management accounting. Prepares general purpose financial statements, that's financial accounting. Involves in the computation of unit cost of goods of the products produced, that is cost accounting. Okay, so Tristan James established an architectural firm. One day he purchased various grocery items for his family use. This transaction should not be recorded in the books of accounts in accordance in accordance to which principle? That is the entity concept, that we record only transactions of the business. Okay. The principle that states that business is assumed to continuously operate unless there is indication on the otherwise. That is the going concern. Okay. Next. Last one. Business received the billing from Meralco in the afternoon at the end of the month. What principle supports the recognition of an expense even if this has not been paid? That is the accrual basis. Okay, so very simple questions. Okay, and of course in my textbook, okay, I know the importance of ethics for CPA. So therefore, each at the end of each chapter, I have your ethics in accounting. So here I have some situations, and you have to write down your answer. Okay. So in the statement of financial position, which the lecture will be posted in a couple of days. Okay, that's the second chapter. So here we discuss the statement of financial position. Okay, of course the basic accounting equation, because this is the format of the statement of financial position or balance sheet. Okay, these are the elements that you will find in the balance sheet. In the lecture, I will explain what are assets, liabilities, and equity. Okay. So these are discussions on the different elements. And then, of course, you have the statement of changes in equity also, which reflects the movements of the different items in the equity portion. And of course, sample. Okay, and then the format of statement of financial position. Number one, of course, is the account form. You can visualize a T account here, right? That's why it's called account form, but a T account. So this is on this side will be the assets, and on this side will be the liabilities. Now, if you try to connect this with the accounting equation, right? This is assets equal to liabilities plus equity. If this is a T account, this is the debit, and this is the credit, right? So what is the importance of that? For you not to memorize the rules of debits and credits, just have to imagine a T account. On this side are the assets, so therefore this is the normal side of assets. On the other side are the liabilities and equity. This is the normal side. Using normal side, that is where you will record any increases in the elements. For example, assets. If there's an increase in cash, then asset is on the debit, then you debit the asset. If it's a liability or equity account that has increased, it's on the credit side, so therefore you credit the liability or owner's equity account. Okay, that's how simple it is. And then we also have the report form. In the report form, you have the assets as that we show as the first items, and of course followed by liabilities and equity. Now if you look at the the title of the heading of the statement, even the statement of financial position, it starts with the name of the company and what is the basis for this. This is because what? Okay, this is because of the entity concept. We are saying that this is what the financial statement of the business, not the owner. Okay, and then why do we put as of December 31? Remember, balance sheet you put as of, okay, or just plain the date, December 31, 2015. Why? Because this is not closed. This is not closed. This is actually from the start of the operation. So this is as of a given date. Okay. What is the basis for this? Theoretical basis, that is, okay, periodicity or time periods. Okay. And then of course, ethics in accounting. Okay. So let us answer some of the exercises here. Again, the structure here is I build up the exercises in such a way that you will be familiarized with the items in the statement, and then as we go along, then more concepts that you will be able to learn. Okay, sige. So identify what is being discussed. The statement that shows the resources, obligations, and claim of owners in the net assets of the business. O anong statement to? Statement of financial position or the balance sheet. These are resources owned by the business. We call them assets. Resources, assets. Obligations of the business to third parties such as suppliers. This is what? Liabilities. Claim of the owners in the net assets of the business. You will find this in the owner's equity. Liabilities plus owner's equity is what? Total liabilities and owner's equity. Assets that are expected to be collected or used in the business within 1 year or one operating cycle, whichever is longer. We call them current assets. Assets that are not expected to be used or consumed within 1 year from the date of the financial position, non-current assets. Assets minus equity, we have the liabilities. Assets used in the operations of the business, what assets do we use? Okay, what do you think? What are the assets that we use? Okay, these are the current assets, the cash, receivables, okay, the payables. An asset used in the business that is not subject to depreciation. What is depreciation? Depreciation is the decrease in the value of the property. So what asset is that? Well, buildings, they are subject to decrease. No, that's why we depreciate. That you will learn when we go to adjusting entries. Okay? So not subject, that will be land. Hindi naman ang value ng land. Except for extreme situations like what happened in Baguio City when we had earthquake back in the 1990s. No? Biglang bagsak ang lupa, ang presyo ng lupa doon. Okay. Represent the decline in the value of an item of property and equipment due to wear and tear. That is the depreciation. Asset minus liabilities is owner's equity. Represent the company's ability to settle its currently maturing obligation. Ano to? This is what we call liquidity. These are accounts with entity suppliers for unpaid purchases or use accounts payable. These are expenses already incurred but are not yet paid. You call them accrued expenses. The account used for the accounts invested, for the amount invested by the owner, capital. These are assets without physical existence. So walang physical, hindi mo nakikita pero nararamdaman mo yung presensya niya. Ano yun? Intangible asset. The key term here is without physical existence. These assets are acquired for use in the business and with life of more than 1 year. This is what? Property and equipment. An example of an intangible asset which gives the owner the right to operate a certain business within a specific location. Tulad ng McDonald's, ano to? Franchise. An item of property and equipment, whose value is not diminished with use or passage of time. O hindi lang bumababa. So example mo, that will be land. Accounts that are not closed at the end of the year or accounting period, we call that the real accounts or the balance sheet accounts. The decrease in the value of property and equipment, depreciation. cost less accumulated depreciation is what we call the net book value. Also called real accounts, these are what? Balance sheet accounts. Under this form of presentation, the assets are shown at the left side, while the liabilities and the owner's equity are shown on the right side. This is, okay, the T account, no? Left, assets, liabilities, so therefore the account. Okay, so here, we are going to, sabi sa inyo build up tayo. We are going to identify whether it's an asset, liability, or an equity item. Okay? Accounts payable. This is a liability, so L. Cash on hand, it's an asset, so A. Receivables, again, it's an asset, therefore A. Capital, capital is part of equity, so OE. Land is an asset, so therefore A. Cash deposited with BPI, a local bank, so cash is an asset, so A. Unused insurance, so hindi pa nagagamit na insurance, so therefore binayaran mo na, hindi pa gamit, it's an asset. Notes payable, so therefore it's a liability. Checking account with Bank of Commerce, a local bank, again just like BPI, this is cash, so therefore this is asset. Unused office supplies, again it's a form of a prepayment, therefore asset. Unpaid interest on bank loan, interest hindi mo nababayaran, so meron kang utang, so liability. Okay, M. Cash advance is given to customers. Sorry, it's not given by customers. So ito, utang, no, di ba? Meron binigay sa yung advance si customer, so liability. Computer equipment is what? Computer equipment is an asset, no? Property and equipment. Building, also an asset. And last one, unpaid salaries of workers. This is a unpaid salary, so therefore this is a liability. Okay? Okay, again, the purpose of this exercise is to familiarize you with the accounting equation. We say that assets is equal to liabilities plus owner's equity. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, I'll give you 1 minute to copy and then answer. Sayang, isang copy na lang ang meron ako nito. I can't find the soft copy. I'll give it time to answer. Okay, are you ready? Sige, let's answer. Again, our accounting equation is assets equal to liabilities plus owner's equity. So you have a total assets is 140. So therefore, to make the equation balance, you need 60,000 here. Next, so liabilities plus equity is equal to assets. So 70 plus 80,000 is 150. So 150,000 is total assets. No? Okay, so 200,000 is equal to x plus 120, so therefore this is 80. Next, so again, add this one, 90 plus 40 is 130, that will be your total assets. Now, liabilities is missing, so 300,000 minus 170, this is 130. Now, equity is missing, so this is 35 minus 10, it's going to be 25. This is missing, so therefore 50 minus 30 is 20. Okay. Okay, total assets missing, so 100 plus 30, that's 130. And then this one, How much is this? So, gagamit natin ang calculator. 167 minus 113. So, this is 54,000. And then last one, 215,300 minus 78. That's 137,300. Okay? So, that is exercise 2-3. Let's go to 2-4. Okay. So 2-4 will familiarize you with the total assets portion of the balance sheet. We know that total assets is what? Composed of the current and the non-current assets, right? Okay, so therefore, this is what? Simply an addition. Just have to add 80 plus 40, that's going to be 120, right? Now here, so this is total, minus 60, this is 20. Okay, please answer the remaining. Sorry. Ang ulit ito dyan, case 8. Okay, let's do this. So again, just have to add, so 120, then deduct this is 20. So 20,000 plus 100 for you to have 120 as total assets. No? So dito naman, so 190 minus 40, this is 150. So 100 is equal to x 170. So magkano to? This is 70,000, right? Okay. Twice as much as non-current assets. So if non-current asset is 150, twice as much times 2. So this is 300. 300 is equal to what? 300 plus 150. This is 450. Okay. So here, 120,000 kanyang current asset. Nahanap yung total assets, no? So, kanyang non-current asset is 30% of current. So, what is 30% of current? Times 0.3, that's 36. So, 36 plus 120,000, that is 156. Okay? Next. So, this is one-third of total assets. If this is 300,000, one-third of this is 100. So, this is 100. So, therefore, this is 200,000. Okay, next. So therefore, how much is non-current assets? Only 800 minus 45 minus 250. This is 350,000. Okay. Congratulations. Let's proceed to the next. Okay, I will give this as your homework. Okay? Do this and then we'll discuss. I hope you were able to learn something from my discussion in the first period. Okay, copy nyo na. Okay. And then, also this one. Ito naman sa library of this and position. Okay, thank you very much guys, and I'll see you again for more of this lecture. Okay. Tuloy natin sa assignment. Okay. And then this one too. Ito naman sa equity portion. No? So these are the different components of equity. You have the capital beginning, you have the additional investments or deduct withdrawals, and then the net income or the net loss. Okay. Okay, so that's it for this afternoon. Thank you very much. We'll be answering some more of the exercises here. Hinayang ko sa pagdili ng gamit. No? Okay, medyo solid sa mga multiple choice problems here. Okay, so, and brief copies, yun nga lang, baka yung PDF, I cannot find the PDF version of this one. But you have a lot of exercises here, and these are all made by yours truly. Okay, so again, thank you very much, and I'll see you again in my next video regarding accounting. And this has been your Prof. Sus, and thank you very much, my guys.